All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are well. Hope you all are just having an amazing weekend thus far. And yeah, we're just going to get into this reading. I call this what I call a silent reading personally. I call this a silent reading where I just don't ask any questions and I just allow Spirit to kind of guide me to the cards that they want to use, just kind of the message that they want to give and provide. And so that's exactly what I did. I did a pre-pull, so everything is already pre-pulled. I'm just kind of breaking down the messages. I'm going to show you the cards, of course, but we got called to the I Ching deck, so we're going to go ahead and read the proverb, which was 40, and that was deliverance, above thunder, below water. So thunder above water, the rain, the rains come at last. The thunderstorm clears the air and refreshes the earth, so it is when troubled times end and deliverance is at hand. Release from pressure allows a return to everyday life with a renewed sense of gratitude. Attend to necessary affairs with all possible speed as good fortune approaches. So that is the proverb. That is the overall energy, the overall message for this. But I want to kind of dig a little bit deeper into what they meant as well. And they led me to a time frame of kind of that. It seems it's kind of broken down in 3 separate months. So just kind of take what resonates and takes what is. So the first time frame that we have is in November. Okay. And for this time frame, we have speak the fuck up. You're going to need to speak up, especially in the I Ching. It said in the proverb that it says, attend to necessary affairs, right? With all possible speed. So that means you're going to need to speak up. Right? Maybe something happens in November with a career, your job, a relationship. I know school is happening, so it could be something with your children or yourself or anything of that sort. School has already started, sorry, in September, but it's just kind of in progress and it's a completely different energy. But it's something that's going to call you where you need to speak up, where you need to be honest, you need to be truthful, you need to communicate. Just funny, that was an affirmation from my personal lady. But just speaking up, being more vocal, making sure that your voice is heard, making sure that you are being listened to, right? Not just your voice is heard, but am I being listened to? Am I being understood, right? Am I taking that in? If I can't speak the fuck up around you and I have to be silenced, then that's something that you may want to take into account, because the next one was burnout, right? If you are, I'm hearing, doing everything, overseeing everything, or you're just moving around, because you don't want to ask for help, you don't want to ask for support, you don't know what to do, but you don't know what to speak up for, you are holding stuff in, saying that you let it go, whatever it is, it's going to cause you to keep all of that heated energy, right? That can be changed into that healthy communication, that can be fueling that fire of that relationship, of that career, whatever it so may be, and it can cause you to burn out. It's like burning up your own energy inside, burning up your own fuel source, your own chi, essentially just allowing that to just sit and fester because you decided not to speak up about it, right? And that can burn out your heart, right? Those things are connected. The heart and the throat chakra are very connected, not just because they're close, but because you always want to speak from your heart, right? Speaking in your mind, speaking that, and allowing your emotions to be felt and heard, right? Because also in November got so we're here again. So it's given that there's a pattern, right? It's given that you let things slide, you let things go, you just kind of just overlook it. And this I Ching is telling you, like, you're going to return to everyday life. These hardships are going to pass, but you need to attend to these necessary affairs. You need to allow that to happen, because if this is happening again, this is something that you know. And it's obvious something that you know because you want to say something about it, right? You want to speak up. You want to say something about it. You're like, oh, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm over this. I'm through with this. The little pay, the overworking, no support, no help, nobody calls, nobody, whatever it is that's making you feel all of this energy instead of allowing it to fester like a raisin in the sun, right? Speak your mind. Speak it out. Allow yourself to be more vocal, right? And that allows you to have a better relationship, because nobody knows if you're just telling them either lies or you're not telling them anything at all, right? So speak up, right? I don't know what's going to happen in November. It's typically around the time where people want to be more involved with their family as well because of that holiday, which shouldn't even be a holiday. and things of that sort. So you could be around maybe family and things of that relationship, but you have to speak up. That is something that is necessary, because if you don't, you are going to burn yourself out. You won't have energy for the things that you want to do, for the people that you want to help, for the relationships that are there and that are present, which causes you to burn your own environment, right? Where you're not really caring about yourself. It's a second thought. You're downing yourself, right? Or you have like this anger, bitterness, or resentment inside of you, and so now everybody's against you. It can lead to so many things when you don't speak up for yourself, when you're not open, when you're not honest, when you just want to get something off your chest, right? Again, make sure that you are in a place where you can speak and you are heard and listened to. Okay, that is in November. I'm gonna let you know it's all winter months, pretty much. It's all winter months. It's given very much breaking through that hard ice, breaking through that cold ground, so that way you are planting seeds, that you are planting ideas, because not everybody likes to plant. Make sure that you are breaking that ice. It just allows you to really get in there, because these are all winter months, because the next one is in December, right? The next one is in December. So this is letting me know that, and we all know December is that time for hibernation, for, okay, what season I planted, what can I rely on from my previous harvest, right? From my previous lessons, from my previous hardships or accomplishments, or meditation practices, my ancestors. What can I learn from all those previous things that I've been through during the summer and all that? What can I hold on to? Because right now things may start to get a little bit bare. And Solaris gets bare as you hibernate, but it starts to get a little bit bare, right? You start to have to reserve and preserve your energy. It gets a little bit colder, right? It gets a little bit harsher. And sometimes people can feel and be the same. So you need to allow yourself to not be in the same predicament. So we're here again. If we're here again, I want to speak up about it. It's not going to be the same. I'm not going to let it slide. I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to let it pass. I'm not going to move on when I really haven't. Okay? So the next one that we have is December. This is giving a relationship, right? And again, take what resonates. If you feel like November may not resonate with you, maybe December does, or maybe January does. I always take what resonates in the reading, because we're not even in those months yet, okay? So this is somebody's realizing that somebody's not for them in any shape, form, or fashion, right? And it's going to feel like a throat punch when you do realize this. It's going to stifle your throat, which is most likely whom you need to speak up to and speak up about, right? Because if it's punching you in the throat, right, and you feel like you can't speak, like it's hurtful. I don't know if you ever been punched in the throat. I grew up with siblings and cousins. We played rough. Getting punched in the throat fucking hurts. It hurts. You feel like something is broken in there. You feel like you can't swallow. You can't breathe properly or anything. It hurts. You feel like everything. You just don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to do anything. You just leave me the fuck alone, right? And now you want to lash out. I need to get that fucker back because that shit hurts, right? I can't even yell at you. I can't even cuss you out, right? And this is what it's going to feel like. And the reason why I'm saying it's a person and or this really feels like a person, but I don't want to limit it to that. But this really feels like it's a relationship in a sense. Not just because of the words, because you can settle for mediocrity in a job or in a partnership or in anything of that sort. But this energy that is given off in December is very relationship wise, and it could be family, it could be romantic, or it could be platonic. But it's gonna punch you in the throat because you're realizing you're settling. Like I said, it's something where you just like, it's fine, I let it go. It is what it is, or it's fine, I can do it, I can handle it, I'm used to handling it anyway, or whatever it is. It's just like you're not realizing that you're settling for mediocrity. You're settling for the breadcrumbs. You're settling for less than the bare minimum. It's you picking up for the slack that you feel like they may lack. But if you're not speaking up about it, and now you're realizing it, and you're realizing maybe I'm in the same situation, or maybe not, it's because of this. You don't want to settle. Right? And settling, I always say, it's like, I don't know if you ever cooked greens or anything of that sort. When you leave it in the fridge and it has like that film on top, it's like all the broth and everything just kind of settling. That's what it is. And nobody eats that. You scrape it off, put it to the side and whatnot. But that's kind of that energy. And it's this realization of they don't really care. And it's time to move on. They don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your mindset. They don't care about your morals. They don't care. It's something that is just like, I'm settling. I just want someone around. I just want something here. I just want things to be present. And so I'll take it. I'll just take what's given to me. I'll take what's offered, because what's the alternative I'm hearing? What's the latter? To go back to that again, to have this again, to be alone, to question, to. But if you're settling, that means it's not what you want in the first place. It's not what you need. It's not where you truly want to be aligned with, which means you possibly don't care about yourself either. And that is not something that you want to do. Right? Especially in the winter months, is when you're toiling on your work, you're starting to gather everything, you're starting to really hone in on those skills even more. But with this realization, I feel like it may rock you really hard to realize what you have been settling for. And I don't want you, because like I said, with the I Ching, it's this realization that it's going to be a release. The rain is going to come down. Everything's going to clear out, right? The thunder, it happens. That's when the rain comes. It's this release of pressure from the clouds that you feel like has been holding up, right? So taking this in, and I don't want this to be in direct contact of you feeling like you can't do better for yourself or of yourself with people around you, right? Once you realize that someone doesn't care, that can lead to you being in harm's way. So take that into realization. Once you realize that they don't care, that means that they don't care about your privacy. They don't care about you and your anatomy. They don't care about you and your environment and anything of that sort. And that's why it's also going to feel like a throat punch, because it's going to feel like, again, you feel like you can't express yourself, and you can. It will be painful, but it's this realization. And don't feel like, oh, I settled. If you settled, you can get out of that. Scrape this shit clean. And like I said, move on, right? The final month that we have is January. Okay? Now, I will tell you this. Again, winter is for, again, honing in those skills. It's really pulling in on yourself. It's really doing that inner work. It's really allowing that, so that way you can release yourself. You can be even more grounded, even more rooted when things are a little bit more bare or colder, or in that sense. It's relying on what you have done in the spring and in the summer, right? So with January coming in, Spirit wants you. They don't want you to stop speaking, but they want you to shut up and listen. And the reason why they're saying that, and not in a means of you speaking up for yourself, it's in a means of, with this revelation of everything, of you feeling burnt out. Either with November really felt like a career type situation where you need to speak up and ask for what you want, and December really gave romantic. But again, it can be either, but that's just kind of the energy that I'm pulling from. But it's also can be either. That's the Spirit's telling me, but that's you get it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, why are you doing and watching tarot? No offense, but okay. Shut Up and Listen is in January, and it's because you feel like with everything that's going on, you feel like this throat punch is happening, you feel like you are taking on so much that you're burnt out, you're overwhelmed, you're overstimulated, you're overstressed. You feel like it's so much going on. How can I continuously work for myself, work on myself, do these things? How can I continuously show up for myself and for others? How can I continuously nourish this environment when I know it's going through this harsh winter, or just a winter period where things get a little bit colder? The water is not, is available, which is your own reservoir, your own source. It's that balance, right? Which is crazy, because I am also doing a mind body spirit reading later, but I'm not going to say that out loud. But they want you to shut up and listen, because you feel like you're at a dead end with your life. You feel like you're at a dead end with your relationships. None of them are working out. None of them are progressing. You feel like if I hop from one job, it's the same type of situation, the same type of management, the same type of coworkers. If I hop from relationships to another, it's the same thing, where I'm not being heard, I'm not being listened to. I don't feel like I can speak up. I feel like I have to settle so that I can just be accepted. Or in my family, I feel like it's the same thing. They don't listen to me. They don't see me as a new person, as a person that has grown, a person that is different, a person that is not who they are trying to project. Whatever it is, you feel like it's this dead end. Your life's purpose. What do I want to do? What do I want to be? Is this even reality that I want to be set in? Are these my morals? It's you feeling this way, like it's at a dead end. Like I've reached a point where I don't know what the fuck I want to do. You feel like throwing your hands up. It is what it is. fuck it. I don't know what to do anymore. And that's what the energy in January feels like. That's why I said in November, December, they kind of, but this feels like it's for all of it encapsulating, right? Romantic, career, platonic, yourself. That's why Spirit wants you to shut up and listen. Because they're saying just because there are hardships or setbacks or revelations to things or new truths being discovered or new hurt being felt that you didn't even know that you can experience, new pain, all of this, it does not mean that you are at a dead end. And they want you to not be speaking that so boldly, speaking that so courageously, especially during January, which is a lot of energy surrounding that for everybody as the new year and things of that sort. But it's still winter. But in January, it's going to be this start where it's like, okay, I am on the right path, right? You are always on the right path. And the reason why it's in quotations is because it's your path that you're walking. It's your journey that you're on. It's you making those choices and those decisions. It's you taking in those revelations, that hurt, that joy, that pain, that confusion, that all of it. So there is no dead end when you are the one that's still creating the path. You are deciding to, do I want cobblestone or do I want pavement? Do I want just nature walk? It's you. You are curating this. So despite you going through a same situation again, possibly in November, where you're going to need to speak up, you're going to need to say what the fuck you need to say, or else it's going to burn you out mentally and emotionally and physically, right? Or whether that's in December, where you realize that somebody just really didn't care for you at all in any sort of way, and that you were settling because they were just there, because they were just present, because it was just there. It was offered, so I guess I'll take it. I don't see anything else coming. And it throat punches you to realize that there was more. There was something better. And that I didn't need to settle. And that I don't need to. Okay? And that, damn, they really didn't care. I'm noticing all the patterns and the situations and their words. They really didn't give a fuck about me. Right? At all. They was underpaying me. They were talking shit about me. Whatever it is. But in January, all of that revelation. Right? You just feel like it's all coming in. All of that possible confusion, because what am I going to do next? The bitterness, whatever it is. Taking it in, they want you to just shut up and listen. If you don't know, I don't know, help me. Silence. Right? Okay? The final one that they have, like I said, this is just what you're getting delivered from. This is currently what's going on in November, December, January. You feel like it's kind of a lot. It's kind of encapsulating you in a lot more than one. But in spring, baby, which is why they want you to continuously remember, this is not setbacks. You can't be setback in your own life, right? You can adjust things. Changes always happen. Change is inevitable. It's just a change. It's just a shift. That's it. They say nothing is set in stone. Nothing is set in anything, because change is always going to be happening, right? So in spring, shadow work will be needed. You can start shadow work now at any point in any time, but shadow work is definitely going to be needed, right? They want you to kind of tap into that. So that way, when abundance is flowing in, 888, I have to get to the next one or else it wouldn't make sense. When abundance is flowing in, you will feel worthy of it. You'll feel honored of it. You won't feel like you're settling. You won't feel like you need to silence yourself. You can speak the fuck up. You can be who you are. You can be confident in that. You can feel like you're not repeating a cycle. You can understand, like, this is the rain releasing from the clouds. This is the pressure off my shoulders. This is the abundance of love, prosperity, of support, of communication, of sex, of food, of housing, whatever it is, the abundance that you were seeking, that you were looking for, that you feel like you were settling. 888 is endless possibilities, infinite ideas, and allowing that to flow in. So when you do that shadow work, it is allowing, instead of yourself burning out, it is using that flame in a more balanced way, right? Or in a lower enlightened way. Thank you, Spirit. That's better. In a more enlightened way, right? With this new information from November, December, January. It is allowing that in. That's why I said it's not necessarily all the winter months, or it doesn't have to apply to you for everything. But allowing that in, taking in that shadow work of being like, okay, let me shut up and listen when Spirit is talking. but also let me speak up when I need to. Let me correct shit when I need to. Let me correct others in my own mindset when I need to. Let me say yes when I want to and no when I don't. So that way when abundance is flowing in, I know I'm not, again, settling. I'm not just going to be in that. And it's going to cause big energy, okay? Big. You ain't got to be a male to have it, baby. You walk into that room, your aura, your essence, you're alluring, you're intriguing, you're captivating, not only to yourself, right? Not only to others, but baby, to your ancestors too, okay? It's pulling in. It's this realization of what wasn't for me. And I have to speak up and say, this ain't it. I have to let it be known. I have to take that new hurt, that new pain, that revelation, and realize that I'm always on the right path. I'm always doing me. Because as long as I'm doing me, that's as right as it can be. Oh my gosh. But that allows you to please, and you standing and stepping in that energy is going to be the most powerful thing. And they are so pleased. They're so happy. They're pleased now. It's not saying that they're not pleased while you're going through things or figuring out things or what is the word I'm looking for? I want to say incubating, which is not the word I'm looking for, but hibernating. Thank you. Going into yourself during that time. But this, they love that you are reveling in that. They love that you are reveling in this energy that is just like, yeah, I'm swinging that shit and then some. I'm walking on a third leg, baby. And you are, which is that abundance, right? And abundance can also be abundance in confidence, abundance in feeling sure of yourself, of leading you into abundance of being able to do more shadow work and taking that on without burning yourself out. Allowing yourself, it's in so many ways. It's endless possibilities, and I can't give it all to you, obviously, right? So allowing that to come in that revelation, that's what the I Ching is about for the 40, right? That's what I call these silent readings. It's just a direct message, even though all of it's a direct message, but the way I speak is crazy. But it's just, what do you want me to say? I'm not trying to do a mind, body, soul reading. I'm not trying to do a love reading, any of that. And they want you to know that you are going through a deliverance. Deliver us. You know that. I'm not going to finish it though. But I want to read it one more time. Because if you're like me, sometimes you forget what it said in the beginning. And that's okay, baby. That's okay. Above thunder, below water. Thunder above water, the rains come at last. The thunderstorm clears the air and refreshes the earth. So it is when troubled times end and deliverance is at hand. Release from pressure allows a return to everyday life with a renewed sense of gratitude. Attend to necessary affairs with all possible speed as good fortune approaches. Okay? So that was your proverb. That was the meaning, the deeperness of it. And yeah, I just taking all that in and a revelation and a realization of that, it's going to happen. And just like I said, it's releasing the earth, that coldness that the ground goes under when it's happening. Doesn't mean ain't work ain't being done, okay? So that's been y'all reading. And yeah, until next time.